The air grows heavy. The night is still. The forest is alive with an eerie silence, a silence that speaks volumes. The rustling leaves seem to whisper secrets of the past, and the moonlight casts long, haunting shadows that dance with the wind. But something stirs in the shadows of Malaysian folklore. It is the Pontianak, a figure that has haunted the dreams and stories of many generations. Her presence is felt even before she is seen. A chill that runs down your spine, a sense of dread that fills the air. A whisper of her name sends chills down your spine. The mere mention of the Pontianak is enough to make the bravest of souls tremble. Her legend is one of sorrow and vengeance, a tale that has been passed down through the ages. She is the vengeful spirit of a woman who died in childbirth. Her sorrow is palpable. Her cries echo through the night, a haunting reminder of her tragic end. She roams the forests, her white dress flowing like a ghostly apparition, her eyes filled with an unending sorrow. Her sorrow echoes through the ages. The Pontianak seeks justice. She also seeks revenge. Her presence is a constant reminder of the pain and suffering she endured. She is relentless in her quest, her spirit unyielding, her determination unwavering. The legend of the Pontianak is not just a story, it is a warning, a cautionary tale that has been told and retold each time with a sense of urgency. It is a reminder of the consequences of our actions, a lesson that must not be forgotten. She is a reminder of the fragility of life. Her story is a testament to the delicate balance between life and death, a balance that can be easily tipped. The Pontianak embodies the pain of loss, the sorrow of unfulfilled dreams, and the relentless pursuit of justice. She embodies the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. The Pontianak is a symbol of the hidden fears and unresolved sorrows that reside within us all. She is a manifestation of the darkness that we try to hide but can never truly escape. To encounter the Pontianak is to face your deepest fears. It is to confront the unknown, to stand face to face with the embodiment of sorrow and vengeance. Her presence forces us to confront our own fears, to acknowledge the darkness within. It is to confront the unknown. The Pontianak is a reminder that the unknown is always lurking, just beyond the edge of our understanding. She is a symbol of the mysteries that we may never fully comprehend, a haunting presence that will forever remain in the shadows. The Pontianak is a haunting figure. She appears in a long white dress. Her hair is long and black, often obscuring her face. But when she looks at you, you see her eyes. They burn with a cold, ethereal fire. Her beauty is captivating, but it is a beauty laced with death. She is often accompanied by the scent of frangipani. Some say this is the smell of her decaying flesh. Others believe it is a lure to draw unsuspecting victims closer. Her voice is a soft, mournful cry. It can chill you to the bone. The Pontianak is not just a monster, she is a victim. Her story is one of betrayal, pain, and loss. She represents the suffering of women who died during childbirth. Her anger is directed at men, whom she blames for her fate. In Malaysian culture, the Pontianak is more than just a scary story. She is a cautionary tale about respecting women. She is a reminder of the power of female rage. Her presence serves as a warning against exploiting or harming women. I remember the night I encountered the Pontianak. It was a night that would forever be etched in my memory. I was a young boy visiting my grandparents in a rural village. The village was quaint, with wooden houses on stilts and narrow dirt paths winding through the community. The air was thick with humidity and the smell of jasmine. The scent was almost overpowering, mingling with the earthy aroma of the surrounding forest. The night was alive with the sound of insects. Crickets chirped incessantly, and the occasional croak of a frog added to the symphony of the night. And cats, dozens of cats. They seemed to appear out of nowhere, their eyes glowing eerily in the moonlight. Their cries seemed to echo the unease in my stomach. It was as if they were warning me of something sinister lurking in the shadows. My grandfather told me stories of the Pontianak. He spoke in hushed tones, his face illuminated by the flickering light of a lantern. He said she often appeared near banana trees. The thought of her with her long black hair and piercing eyes sent shivers down my spine. That night I couldn't shake the image of her from my mind. The cats were relentless. Their presence felt almost supernatural, as if they were guardians of the night. Their yowls grew louder, more insistent. It was as if they were trying to drown out any other sound, to make sure I couldn't ignore them. My heart pounded in my chest. I could feel the fear rising, gripping me tightly. Every shadow seemed to move. Every rustle of leaves felt like a whisper of the Pontianak drawing closer. I peeked out the window, hoping to see something that would calm my nerves. But the moonlit night only cast eerie shadows, making everything look more menacing. I hid under my blanket, trembling. The stories my grandfather told replayed in my mind, each detail more vivid than the last. Suddenly, the cats went silent. The abrupt quiet was even more unsettling. I looked around, confused and scared, wondering what had caused the sudden change. And then I saw it, a shadowy figure outside the window with glowing eyes staring back at me. My breath caught in my throat as I realized the stories were true. I closed my eyes tightly, whispering a prayer, hoping for safety. The night seemed to stretch on forever, each second filled with dread. Finally, dawn broke. The first light of morning brought a sense of relief. The cats had disappeared and the village was quiet. I ran to my grandfather, hugging him tightly. The fear of the night was still fresh, but the warmth of the morning sun and my grandfather's embrace made me feel safe again. The village began to wake up, people starting their day as if nothing had happened. But I knew, deep down, that I would never forget the night of the screaming cats. Section 5, A Chorus of Scents. A wave of frangipani washed over me. It was intoxicating yet repellent. I stepped outside. The air was thick with the scent. The banana trees swayed in the night breeze. Then I heard it, a soft, mournful cry. The cats were in a frenzy now. Their screeches sent shivers down my spine. I felt a presence. Someone or something was watching me. Fear rooted me to the spot. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Section 6, Reality's Fragile Grip. The cry came again, closer this time. It echoed through the trees, a haunting sound that sent shivers down my spine. The night was thick with fog, making it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig heightened my sense of dread. It was filled with such longing, such despair. The kind of cry that seemed to come from the very depths of a broken soul. I could feel the weight of its sorrow pressing down on me, making it hard to breathe. I wanted to run, to hide, but my legs wouldn't obey. They felt like they were made of lead, rooted to the spot by an unseen force. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat a desperate plea for escape. Through the darkness I saw a flicker of white. It was faint at first, like a distant star barely visible through the thick fog. But it grew brighter, more distinct as it moved closer. A figure emerged from the shadows. It moved with an eerie grace, almost as if it were gliding rather than walking. The fog seemed to part for it, creating a clear path through the darkness. It was tall and slender, with long black hair that flowed in the breeze. The hair seemed to have a life of its own, moving in slow, hypnotic waves. The figure's presence was both mesmerizing and terrifying. My mind screamed at me to run, but I was frozen. The figure moved closer. Each step it took seemed to echo in the silence. A slow, deliberate approach that made my skin crawl. I could make out the faint outline of a white dress. It was tattered and stained, as if it had been worn for centuries. The dress seemed to glow faintly in the moonlight, adding to the figure's otherworldly appearance. The scent of frangipani intensified, choking me. It was a sweet, cloying smell that filled my nostrils and made my head spin. The scent was so strong it felt almost tangible, like a thick fog wrapping around me. Was this real? Or was it a figment of my imagination, fueled by fear and my grandfather's stories? He had always warned me about the spirits that roamed these woods, tales of lost souls and restless ghosts. But I had never believed him, until now. Now, standing here, paralyzed with fear, I couldn't help but wonder if he had been right all along. The line between reality and nightmare blurred, leaving me questioning everything I thought I knew. Section 7. The persistence of shadows. Just as suddenly as it appeared, the figure vanished, the cries ceased, the cats fell silent. The only sound was the pounding of my own heart. I stood there for what felt like an eternity, the scent of frangipani lingering in the air. Had I really seen the Pontianak, or was it my imagination playing tricks on me? Even now, years later, I'm not sure. But the memory of that night, the fear, the scent of frangipani, the chilling cries, it all remains vivid. It haunts my dreams, haunts my... Section 8. Beyond fear, a deeper meaning. The Pontianak is more than just a ghost story. She is a symbol of the dark side of human nature. She represents the pain we inflict on each other. She reminds us that our actions have consequences. Her story is a warning to treat each other with kindness and respect. It is a reminder that we are all connected. The Pontianak's pain is our pain. Her anger is our anger. Section 9. The Pontianak's continuing reign. The legend of the Pontianak continues to this day. She is a part of the fabric of Malaysian culture. Her story is passed down from generation to generation. She is a reminder that some things are best left undisturbed. Some may dismiss her as a mere myth. But for those who have encountered her, the Pontianak is all too real. She is a reminder that the world is full of mysteries. There are things we cannot explain. Section 10. A legacy etched in moonlight. The Pontianak's tale is a stark reminder of the thin veil between reality and the supernatural. It underscores the power of belief. Our fears, our stories, they shape our perception of the world. Perhaps the Pontianak is real. Perhaps she is a manifestation of our collective guilt and fear. Or perhaps she is just a story. But one thing is certain, her legend will continue to haunt us. She will forever be etched in the moonlight, a whisper in the wind, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lies within us all.